8 strangers are thrown together by mysterious forces and must help each other survive in a violent world that defies explanation. Ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about the Amazon original series, The After. If you haven't had an opportunity to watch the pilot episode, stop listening now, major spoilers. Here we go. When I first started watching the pilot episode, to be honest, I was blown away. The first thing I thought that, I was watching a commercial. The second thing I thought was that this was some type of Apple product, because anyone that has ever, witnessed a Apple commercial understands that the quality, the cinematography, and the acting is just, it's beyond belief, man. Every single Apple commercial, their products and everything, it's superior to anything else. Let's just be honest with that. This is what The After does, man. For some reason, I don't know how they did this, man. I think it's just so magical. That's why I'm kind of at a loss for words, because the cinematography and the directing is perfect. It's a perfect show as far as that aspect. But then as you get about 20 minutes into it, it's some of the most ridiculous stuff that you've ever witnessed on a TV show. It's some of the most ridiculous stuff I've ever seen on film. And once you get to the end, the last, I'd say, 15 minutes, you just can't believe what just happened. And not in a good way. You can't believe what happened, because there's really no human aspect inside of this show that needs a human aspect. And what I mean by that is that a realistic approach to how human beings, meaning us, the viewers, would react inside of a post-apocalyptic Book of Revelation, however else zombie apocalypse, virus outbreak, contagion event, Resident Evil event, however you're gonna, describe that situation, human beings should react. So I'm gonna cross over real quick and go and talk about The Walking Dead on AMC. AMC, for some reason, has the correct balance of realism when based inside of a world that would never happen, okay? So they have a humanistic realism, and it's a down-to-earth approach, and that's what makes the show so good. The After, which is from the creator of the X-Files, which is an amazing show, I think missed the mark on this one. The acting is decent. It's pretty much a whole bunch of nobodies, but then they have that one guy from the Heroes TV show that flies. He was like the mayor or something like that. I forgot his name, but he's a really good actor. Go look him up. What happens in this show is you get introduced to this lady, and I can't even remember her name, but she's a French woman, and she's an actress, or an inspiring actress. She's on the phone with her husband and her daughter, with her husband and her daughter on some type of smartphone device. It looks like an Apple or an iPhone or whatever they're called, maybe even an Android, I don't know. But she's talking on the phone, so you start getting the relationship and understanding what that character is trying to do. She's trying to get a good job, get stable, so that she can either return back to her family or give them good news, okay? And then she goes to an interview. Before she goes to the interview, she's in the bathroom and she's saying these words for the script, so she's really a devoted character to her craft of acting. She gets inside of the studio, and then obviously the studio executives pull that 180. They say that, well, you're not right for the part, but you're right for this one, and the reason why I'm giving you this part is because you're a female, you're hot, and I want to see you nude. This was, I think, Amazon's attempt to bring adult programming in the way that, I guess, Cinemax with Banshee, HBO with Game of Thrones, Netflix with House of Cards, ABC with Betrayal and Revenge and Scandal, and all those other shows and networks have been bringing adult content, but they did it in a way that was just ridiculously, it was just stupid. Let's just be honest with it. It was horrible. They could have went about it an entirely different way of an approach. It was just like, okay, before the show starts, it says it's going to have nudity in there, and you're like, okay, well, that's fine, all right, but if you're gonna do that, just do it in a way that is normal and natural, man. It was ridiculous. Well, anyway, she ends up throwing the script away, which was great. I was like, okay, cool, man. That means the female character is not gonna, go against, her moral beliefs, and she's still gonna be strong. And then all of a sudden, man, she goes into this elevator. She leaves her phone in the house by accident when she goes to that interview. She goes into an elevator. There's a clown inside the elevator. There's an old lady, and there's some rugged-looking British dude. A police officer goes inside there with her, and then all of a sudden they get stuck inside the elevator. Well, the elevator shaft throws them down to the basement, and they get locked inside. The power goes off. They pry their way out, and now they're inside of the basement. And now we're inside of like that movie that had those people inside of the parking lot or parking garage. Were getting kidnapped. It was that exact same movie, that exact same scene, and then they had to escape the parking garage. What ends up happening is that they run into these convicted criminals, or these felons, or these prisoners that escaped, and then from there you just get stereotypical roles, and it just goes downhill from there. They finally get outside, or excuse me, the woman finally gets outside, and then you see this amazing display of what Amazon is capable of. And then it just continues to fall downhill after that, because it's just the worst CGI. It's stuff that people wouldn't be doing, normal people wouldn't be doing. Even if no one would be standing still if the end of the world is happening, you're going to be doing something. People would be in cars, people would be getting run over. Just stuff would be happening. People wouldn't be standing around. And then another thing, police officers and firefighters, if someone comes up to them for help, they're not going to turn that away. Okay. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous because, for me, I'm a veteran. You know what I'm saying? I would never turn away a civilian. That's my job, to serve. And I'm pretty sure people that were policemen and firefighters, it's the exact same thing. It's a voluntary force. You're not going to turn away from somebody. And then you go to a cop and you say that another cop is locked up or in help or needs help, and you're not going to do anything? Come on, man. Let's be realistic. We're going to be back talking about this, guys. I went way over time. Stay tuned. Listen to the other one if you're bored, man. But once again, man, it's a miss for the after. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, this is a continuation from the podcast for part 1. We're going to continue on. Let's go ahead and go. We're talking about the after, man. This is the Amazon original series from the creator of the X-File, Chris Carter. This puts 8 strangers. They're thrown together by mysterious forces, and they must help each other survive in a violent world that defies explanation, okay? They're inside the parking garage, and then we run into these stereotypical roles, man. You have a black prisoner, and then you have a white prisoner. The white prisoner gets shot in the stomach. The black prisoner goes on this rant about how, seriously, this is, I can't make this up. He goes on a rant about how black people are locked up in prison, and overpopulation. I'm not going to really say conspiracy theory because, facts are facts, but, we're talking about a TV show, Sometimes it's okay to have, statistics inside of a show, but usually people tune into a show to escape reality, and that did nothing for me. It did nothing for me at all. It just got me frustrated. There's no need for all that stuff, okay? We know the facts, we know this, we know that. Get on with the point of you being inside of the show. Anyway, man, the whole entire time the guy, the black prisoner, whatever his name is, I forgot his name too, everybody in this show, I don't even know their name because it just wasn't that good. The whole entire rant about, him being wrongfully accused and this and that was just to justify that he's going to be a good guy inside of the show. And that's what they did. There was no surprise in him returning later on with the ambulance truck. There was no surprise in him, going back and helping out the French woman. There was no surprise aspect or avenue to anything those characters gave us inside of this series because the writing was so bad. The cinematography and directing is what kept me watching the show because I was like, man, this is just brilliant, man. But let's continue on, okay? The French woman, she gets, she escapes from the underground parking lot underneath the hotel, and she goes out into the streets. She sees chaos. She tries to ask for help. They won't help her. So she goes back to her hotel room to get her phone. That's her whole goal, is to get connected back to her family. there's this guy, this security officer at the hotel that's just total douchebag. He doesn't allow her to gain access to the steps. The only way that she's able to go up to her room is to bribe him with money. While she's taking out her money, the dude grabs all her information, her wallet, her credit card, all that wad of cash, grabs it, takes it from her, and then leaves. Well, she goes upstairs, she walks, I don't know how many flights of steps, she gets to her room, she can't open the door, and then she gets frustrated, okay? What I was thinking at that moment is that she's going to, do what they usually and normally do in movies, and that's, break into a fire escape thing and grab the hydrant or, the axe and start, hitting the door down, or even get one of those shopping carts that she passed by, not shopping carts, but the hotel guest room carts, they use the luggage and ran the door. But no, what they cleverly did is they took you back to the beginning of the episode. She walks back downstairs to the guy that stole her money. She uses the gun prop that she had inside of the interview, walks back upstairs with him, having him at gunpoint, and demands him and forces him to open the door. Well, he replies back with the cheesiest line in cinematic history. And I'm not even going to repeat it because it's that cheesy. If you want to watch it, just look in the description box. It has the links for the after and all that stuff. But it was so cheesy that they went back to that. She didn't land the role because she auditioned for this role at the beginning of the film, and then all of a sudden now, since she's in this situation and she said the role correctly, now she has the role. That's kind of the feel and the vibe that we have from that scene, and it was just cheesy. Anyway, she gets in the room, she gets the phone, she does something that I've never seen happen in cinema, and that is they actually showed people that are in a post-apocalyptic world actually robbing the refrigerator inside the hotel room. So I said thumbs up to that, man. That automatically bumps you up 1 star because I've never seen that done. And maybe there is other movies that have done that, but I haven't seen that. She gets all the goodies and the food and the water, and then she goes back downstairs. Blah 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 blah. Fast forward, she rescues the people, and then after that, the entire show begins to go downhill. We're going to continue talking about this, guys. Go to the next podcast. If you're bored, you don't really have to. There's really nothing you're missing. I'm just talking about it because I need to get it out of my mind, and that's the only reason. This is The After, the Amazon original series that just launched for their pilot season. Right here. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We are talking about The After, which is the Amazon original series from Chris Carter, the creator of The X-Files. 8 strangers are thrown together by mysterious forces and must help each other survive in a violent world that defies explanation, okay? We're inside of the parking garage. The lady has escaped. She went to go get her phone. She does the stupid reenactment of her casting moment, and now she's in the role. She gets the food, she goes back down, and she informs the people of the situation that's going on. The people are locked inside of the parking garage. They can't get out. They don't know what's going on. They just keep hearing these strange sounds going off. They don't explain the sounds ever. They never explain them for some reason, but they keep going off. So I guess maybe in episode 2, 3, 4, which probably won't happen, they'll probably explain that, okay? At this point, you have the French girl on the outside of the garage complex, and then you have the people that are trapped. The clown, the old woman, the drunken Brit, and then the cop, the female cop. And then all of a sudden you hear this beeping noise, which is the sound of the vehicle, and that's the ambulance. It's backing up, and you already knew this, okay? Hopefully you picked up on this. This was going to be the black prisoner, the escapee, the stereotype, okay? Just like everyone in there, just like the drunken Brit dude. I mean, come on. Anyway, let's not focus on that. Anyway, he backs up the ambulance truck. They all get in, and then they start driving out. As they start driving out, you notice something just insane, okay? Which is so unrealistic. The female police officer is on the back of the... I'm trying to get this out. She's on the back of the ambulance truck holding on for dear life. You get a glimpse inside the ambulance truck in the back where they would carry the passenger, or excuse me, the person that's injured, and there's room, there's There's 3 seats and then a bed. The old lady's on the bed. She's not laying down. She's sitting down. And then there's the clown and the what do you want to say? The clown, the other girl, the lawyer guy, and then the town drunk. They're in there, but there's an extra seat. There's room available inside the back of the ambulance truck, but for some reason she's holding on for dear life. I was thinking to myself, okay, they probably did this to kind of show you that this woman is a strong character, but it's just ridiculous because there's people outside, and when I say people, there's hundreds of thousands of people that are stranded and are chaotic. The police force is gone. No one is in control, and for some reason you're driving an ambulance, which is a place or a thing or an object that the people which are angry would kind of see as this is going to get us out of our current situation. This is going to rescue us. You're not helping us, so we're going to kill you. You knew it was going to happen, and it happened. The policewoman, she's on the back. For some reason, she grabs her gun and starts pointing at the people. They grab the gun from her, and then nothing happens, obviously, because she's still alive. But then they drive off, They start rocking the ambulance vehicle. They smash the window, and the driver of the ambulance, the black dude, he almost hits this motorcyclist. The motorcycle gets off and smashes the windshield. And that just starts the whole entire crowd going crazy. Nothing really happens, but I think that was just Amazon's attempt to just show you how massive a scale this post-apocalyptic world is, and what the show is capable of. And it was kind of like a scene out of The Walking Dead, except without zombies. It was just regular people. And that's okay. That was okay, but it was just unnecessary. If something should have happened, somebody should have got pulled out of there. Maybe the female cop should have died. Something should have happened. Or the black dude should have shot someone, or vice versa. Someone should have gotten shot. Someone should have died. But for some reason they didn't. I don't know why. Okay. Then let's go ahead and fast forward. They get to the old lady's mansion. The old lady that was inside of the parking garage, which is now in the back of the ambulance truck. They're driving the group and the gang of 8 people to her house, and she lives in a mansion. She just so happens to live in a mansion. Okay, they have all their supplies inside there. Everything's going good. And then all of a sudden, man, they look on the calendar. There's a calendar on the refrigerator, and I'm skipping a lot of stuff, but there's a calendar on the refrigerator that has a birth date of March 7th. All of a sudden, everybody in the house says, "Oh, that's my birthday," except one person, and that's the drunken Brit. He doesn't want to say what his birthday is. He just would rather drink. And then they're looking for this housekeeper maid. That's the old lady's housekeeper. They end up going outside because they see lights. And then here goes another stereotypical role played by Mexican. The Mexican gangs come out when they have their flannel shirts on and bandanas and huge Mexican mustache. And this is serious. I can't make this up. Click on the description box. The link's in there. And they get out and they're threatening and they have guns. And then all of a sudden the black dude pulls out a shotgun and shoots one of the Mexican dudes, and then after that they chase him out of the mansion. They chase him out of the mansion. They go through the back of the mansion into the backwoods behind the mansion. For some reason, I don't understand this. The mansion is huge. You should have stayed inside, but they decided to run in the woods. They run circles in the woods. They get lost. One dude breaks his leg, and then all of a sudden you run into this blue figure, this giant Nephilim type creature. And when I say Nephilim, I'm just going to look that up on Google. And then it just gets crazy because the Nephilim creature pops his back, pops his elbows. He's now like walking in a crab stance, and he starts running like on the ground. It's so strange. I don't even know what to say. We don't know what the birthdays are about. We don't know the markings on the bodies. We don't know really anything because this show was just poorly done. And it's just frustrating, man. It really is, because it's so disappointing. It started out just brilliant, man. The first 10 minutes of this was excellent. Then all of a sudden it just went downhill, man. Anyway, that's it, guys. I can't talk about the show anymore. I'm out of here. That's it. Thanks again for listening, and hopefully you did listen, because this is obviously boring. I mean, just to be honest with you, I just had to get it out there because it was in my head.